United States, and I'm here for my follow-up with Dr. Bernanke.
Last name?
The economy.
He's expecting you. Go to room 1.
Hi, Miss Economy. You look so much better than when I last saw you in 2009. Let's see how you're doing now.
Hi, you remember me. I'm Dr. Greenspan, the unemployment specialist. Let me check your rate.
The unemployment rate is the percentage of the workforce that is unemployed at any given date. The workforce does not include retirees, full-time students, and people who are not looking for work. Our current resource utilization is not up to its full potential because people who are looking for jobs cannot find them. Unemployment increases during a recession, and because the economy is now in recovery, the unemployment rate has decreased, but is still at 7%, which is above the natural rate of 4 to 6% unemployment. Although the rate of change has slowed, the recent trend of unemployment indicates that unemployment will continue to decrease. Hopefully, the unemployment rate will reach natural levels soon.
Yes, Dr. Bernanke, here are the x-rays you requested.
Thank you, Nurse Burns. So last time you were here, we took an x-ray of your core and headline CPI. So we're just going to take a look at that now.
The Consumer Price Index measures the average monthly change in prices of goods and services. This represents the buying habits of all urban consumers. Consumer Price Index has a direct correlation with personal consumption expenditures. The average monthly change in prices tends to increase at a constant rate over the years, and we suspect that this will continue to be the case in the future. The core CPI ignores food and energy, while the headline CPI includes food and energy with all other goods. The core CPI is more important to assess the economy because food and energy prices are too volatile. In this graph, the pink line is the headline CPI and the green line represents the core CPI. The rate of change in prices has begun to level off due to our recovery from the Great Recession.
Hi, Miss Economy. I'm Nurse Miller. I have to check your real GDP levels. Please breathe in for me. Real gross domestic product is the inflation-adjusted measure that reflects the value of all finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. GDP has been increasing steadily since 1980, excluding times of recession. We suspect it will continue to increase in the future, but will not meet its full potential until unemployment drops to its natural rate. Post-recession, the rate of change in GDP increased dramatically. Now that the economy is in recovery, the rate at which it increases continues to fluctuate.
Hi, Miss Economy. I'm Nurse Burns. I'm going to take your federal funds rate for Dr. Bernanke.
Is it going to hurt?
No, not at all. The federal funds rate is the investment rate banks charge each other for unsecured loans lasting 24 hours. The federal funds rate is controlled by the Fed, who uses open market operations to influence this rate. The federal funds rate was decreased in the beginning of the Great Recession to encourage investment and borrowing. As the recession improved, the Fed slightly increased the federal funds rate in order to prevent inflation from going over 2%. As we left the recession, this rate has been kept constant, low enough to encourage investment for recovery, but high enough to prevent inflation. The current federal funds rate is 0.08% and must be kept between 0% and 0.25%. I'm going to check your non-farm payroll employment.
The total non-farm payroll employment is the total salary of workers, excluding government and private household employees, nonprofit organization workers, and farmers. As the economy recovers, the salaries of these workers are increasing. As salaries increase, the workers have more disposable income to spend or save, which will increase consumption, directly increasing aggregate demand. As aggregate demand increases, the gap between our potential and current GDP decreases. In the future, we expect the gap to continue to shrink due to this increase in aggregate demand.
Thanks for waiting while I got your test results. How's it look, Doc? So your test results look pretty promising, but there's still a few indicators that we need to consider.
Let's check them out.
NAIRU is the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, also known as the natural rate of unemployment. It is the specific level of unemployment that exists in an economy that does not cause inflation to increase. Since unemployment is not currently at this natural rate of about 5.3%, and the output gap between potential and real GDP is still a large one, the NAIRU has not been obtained. This is an important goal for an economy to continue to strive for.
A wage is the amount of money an employee makes per hour. Year to year, wages have been increasing, but the rate at which wages are increasing has been decreasing. This may cause people to save more than they spend, causing aggregate demand to decrease.
Durable goods are goods that don't wear out quickly. For example, cars, home appliances, and consumer electronics. In years past, people have been consuming more durable goods, but once the Great Recession hit, there was a dramatic decrease in the consumption of these durable goods. Post-recession, consumption of durable goods has started to increase because of an increase in disposable income, and in the near future, consumption of durable goods should return to pre-recession levels.
The stock index is a method of measuring the value of a section of the stock market. It includes 500 publicly held companies in leading industries of the U.S. economy. The stock index is cyclical. Right before a recession, stocks will drop significantly. As the economy starts to recover, stocks will increase. These changes are due to expectations. In the past 3 years, the stock index has fluctuated with a general trend of growth and should continue to rise in the near future.
This graph is the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index. This is the leading measure of U.S. residential real estate prices, which tracks changes in the value of residential real estate both nationally and in 20 metropolitan regions. When the recession hit, the housing market plunged and eventually bottomed out. During recovery, the housing market increased, then took another hit in late 2010, early 2011. This was due to the lack of public confidence in the market. However, in 2012, the housing market was revived, and in 2014, we suspect that this market will finally reach pre-recession levels.
The US dollar is currently appreciating. The exchange rate between the US dollar and the euro is $1.37 to 1 euro. The risk of this is exports will decrease because our goods look more expensive to foreign consumers, and imports will increase because international goods will appear cheaper to U.S. consumers. This will cause net exports to decrease, causing aggregate demand to decrease.
So we now have all the information we need.
So now what?
I'd like to discuss possible treatment options with my colleagues, so just sit tight. Hi guys, I paged you here today to talk about possible treatment options for a missed U.S. economy. Here's your chart. I was wondering if you guys had any ideas.
I think we should print less money.
No.
Maybe we should cut taxes?
No.
I got it!
Thank you so much for witnessing this economy while we discuss this. We've come to a treatment option that we think will be extremely successful. Our goal is for you to reach full employment and create price stability, which will then close your GDP gap. In order to do this, we would like to keep your federal funds rate low, allowing for more borrowing and lending. This increase in money supply will lead to more investment.
While our monetary policy hopes to promote economic growth, we have to be careful. We aim to increase your money supply. We don't want to inject you with too much money because we don't want your inflation rate to go above 2%.
This sounds too good to be true. What are the downsides?
Inflation is a huge risk for you, and if your inflation rate becomes too high, the purchasing power of your dollar will decrease.
Another side effect to our policy is that if there's too much money in circulation, your interest rates will decrease and your dollar will depreciate. If your federal funds rate causes the interest rate to become too low, we will have to reevaluate treatment to avoid zero bound.
You know what? It sounds worth it. Thanks, docs.
Our pleasure.
Wait, Miss Economy,
Yes?
do you need to schedule a follow-up appointment?
You know what? I think I'll be okay.